Hi, it's Lee. Welcome to another Learn English with Lee. What's the difference? And in this video, we're going to look at two very common modal verbs, which some students have a problem understanding the difference between. And the two modal verbs we're going to look at are must and have to. There are two ways which we have to think about difference. Number one is there a difference in meaning? And secondly, is there a difference in grammar? Let's start with the meaning. Both have to and must are modal verbs of obligation, but there is a little difference in where the obligation comes from. Does the obligation come from inside you, or does the obligation come from outside you? Is the obligation internal or external? If you have an external obligation, for example, a law, we can use have to. So in the UK, we drive on the left. This is the law, and it's strange because lots of countries drive on the right side of the road. So in England, we have to drive on the left. If you work, you have to pay your taxes. These are obligations coming from outside me. They come from the government. We can use must when we're talking about an internal obligation, an obligation which comes from me. For example, I must go to work every day. If I don't go to work, then I will have money problems, I will lose my house. But if I want to sleep on the street, it's no problem. Thing is, I don't want to sleep on the street. So the obligation to work comes from inside me. So I must go to work every day. But I recommend you remember this difference if you have a grammar test at school, for example, or for an exam. But to be honest with you, most native speakers don't care about this difference at all. And most native speakers use must and have to with both meanings. So if you have a grammar test at school, please try to remember this difference. But in your spoken English, just conversation, to be honest, don't worry about it. However, there are some very important differences in the grammar between must and have to. And it's because have to is not really a modal verb. Must is a real modal verb, but have to is kind of a modal verb, but not really. So when we use a modal verb in a sentence, we never change the modal verb. So I can play, you can play, he, she, it cans play? No, he, she, it can play. So we never change the modal verb. So I must, you must, he must, she must. But have to changes for the third person. So I have to and you have to, but he has to, she has to, we have to, they have to, it has to. Another important grammar difference is when we want to change it from the present and talk about the past. We can't put must in the past. I did call my mother last night. We can't say it. So how can we use this sense of obligation in the past, a past obligation? Well, we can use have to, and we can just change have to had to, and suddenly we can express obligation in the past and say, I had to call my mom last night. So we've looked at differences with the meaning and how there is a very small difference in the type of obligation, but to be honest, I think it's not important, and most native speakers don't know this difference. And we also looked at some differences, some real differences with the grammar. Now, we've been looking at must and have to as a positive. The meaning and the grammar changes when we look at negatives. For example, if you're taking an exam and the teacher tells you, you must not cheat on your exam. This is a negative obligation. It's telling you, do not do this thing. Do not cheat. Cheating is bad. You must not cheat in this test. If you cheat, there will be trouble. But if we use have to as a negative, and we say you don't have to cheat, this meaning is very different. It means if you want to cheat, it's okay. It's your choice. You must not cheat, no choice. Do not do it. You don't have to cheat means if you're tired, you can cheat if you want, or if you want to do the test yourself, you can do it yourself, and you can choose. So must not is a negative obligation. Don't have to is no obligation. Okay, there you go, the difference between have to and must. It's very confusing. Modal verbs are always confusing in English, but I really hope this video has helped. If you have any questions, then please let me know in the comment section below. And also, I recommend use the comment section below to use some example sentences, because it's only by using example sentences, practicing, that you really begin to understand it well. Okay, so thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe to the channel for more videos, and I'll see you next time.